Hey there, Evansville. Welcome back to the channel where we break down everything you wish someone would have told you before making a move. I'm Megan Thomas, your local real estate agent here in Southern Indiana, and today we're diving into a topic and a big question that I get asked from both buyers and sellers. So what are closing costs? So whether you're getting ready to buy your first home or you're selling a home that you've been able to live in for many years, understanding closing costs will help you feel more confident on closing day. So let's break it down. So closing costs are fees and expenses that buyers and sellers pay to finalize a real estate transaction. They are a combination of lender fees and a combination of title fees. They are separate from your down payment, and they vary depending on things like the price of the home, lender, title company, and even where you live. Yes, here in Evansville, we do have some local factors to take into consideration. These costs cover everything from lender fees, title work, recording fees, to prepaid taxes and insurance. Both buyers and sellers have closing costs, but they're not the same. So as a buyer here in Evansville, your closing costs typically include lender fees like the application, underwriting, and sometimes prepaid points to lower interest rate. Appraisal, usually required by your lender. Sometimes that can be a part of closing cost. Sometimes it does have to be separate. A credit report fee, title search, and title insurance. This protects you from any legal issues of ownership. Recording fees to officially record the sale to the county, and prepaids like homeowners insurance, mortgage interest, and property taxes. So setting up that escrow account that pays all those fees for you on your behalf. In Indiana, especially around Evansville, buyers' closing costs usually range anywhere from 2 to 3.5% of the purchase price, and it does depend on your loan type, whether you can escrow taxes and insurance, and how much you can ask seller to contribute to those closing costs. You can sometimes ask the seller to cover those. It's all part of the negotiation process. So now if you're a seller, the closing costs are a little bit different. I don't think a lot of people realize sellers do also have their own closing costs that they are responsible for. Sometimes there are fees like inspection repairs that are not necessarily closing costs, but they are going to come out of your net proceeds that you need to be expecting. Owner's title insurance policy, county deed recording or transfer fees, unpaid taxes. We pay property taxes in November and in May and November. So remember, in Indiana, we pay property taxes in arrears, so we're paying for the previous year. So you'll likely credit the buyer for a portion of the taxes you owe up front at closing. Any seller paid concessions, like if you agreed to cover some of the buyer's closing costs, are as part of the offer. And then realtor commissions. Yes, this is still something that you can pay as a seller, and you should be expected that you're going to be asked to cover those fees. As it always has been, commissions are always negotiable. Might not have been great to do it outside. It's all buggy. In most cases, sellers in Evansville walk away with the bulk of their equity in the form of a big check on closing day. Whether you are a buyer or seller, here's how you can stay ahead of the game. Get an early estimate. For buyers, your lender can provide an estimate with ballpark figures based on your pre-approval amount. And although buyers pick the title company, sellers can get a title estimate based off of the sales price that they're shooting for from one of your agent's preferred title companies. And again, it's always ballpark on everything until you get further and further in the process, and those numbers can become more concrete. Don't forget prepaids, escrowing taxes, and insurance can make upfront costs higher than you expected. And negotiate smart. In Evansville, it's not uncommon for the buyer to request seller to pay closing costs. So in a competitive market, you're not seeing this as much, but it's still something to be expected. Working with an experienced agent can help you structure your deal in the right way based on your local market conditions. So there you have it, closing cost one-on-one. Evansville buyers and sellers knowing what to expect can help you budget smarter, negotiate better, and avoid any last-minute surprises. If you found this helpful, give this video a like, thumbs up, subscribe button for more real estate tips here in the tri-state, and drop any questions you have. I love helping any of this break down and make sense. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. And until next time, I'm Megan, and I'll see you around the tri-state.